Yep. We're going to go ahead and get started, please. Call the meeting to order. Got everybody here except Mr. Larry.
Thank you.
Anybody heard from him, Mr. Larry? I haven't
No.
heard from him, so. Okay. So you have a copy of the minutes, and those were emailed out to us after the last meeting. Is there anything that was in the meetings that needed to be corrected, added, or amended? If not, I'll accept a motion to accept as written.
I'll make the motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And tonight we have guests with us tonight. We've got on here, on our agenda, the first one says Tammy Quinn. Okay,
Tammy?
all right, Tammy. And you have sent us something, if you want to come up and come up.
I said something kind of late, and Alicia, is that right? Yeah, you've been so helpful with my emails and responding and everything. But I'm Tammy Quinn, and I'm kind of new to Mount Pleasant. About 2 years we've lived here, and I'm a teacher at the middle school the same amount of time. So I have a son that graduated from Central, and he comes home and lives here during, his off seasons. And there's a park close to our house called the Jonesboro Park.
Errol Mine Park, to be specific.
Well, yep, okay, I can call it that, if that's the right name, I'll address it as that. The children and the students I serve call it the Jonesboro Parks, but I don't want to, y'all know where I'm talking about?
Yeah.
On the way to Smelter? Okay, all right. So I've written up this objective in all formal language. I can read it to y'all, but I've emailed it to you, and I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but I'm asking for the Jonesboro Park to get resurfaced, the basketball court, and maybe all the lines painted out there again, and also offer some lights so people can use the park after it gets dark. And I gave some ideas about solar lighting and how that might work and be cost effective for the city. And I didn't add this to my notes, but I knew there might be a concern about crime in the area, and I looked into it by asking some police officers, a city police officer and a sheriff, who said that the crime isn't a problem in that neighborhood anymore, and they wouldn't mind seeing people having something more to do, at night. So that's just in short terms. I looked up, some prices of one that somebody used that did this in a park in like Minneapolis off of Amazon, solar lights, and I thought that might be a way to save y'all some money. And I'm also willing to do some fundraising or something if it's an idea that y'all approve, and maybe there needed to be some help financially making it happen. I'd be willing to do something like that.
When's the last time it was resurfaced?
Do what?
Do we know when the last time it was resurfaced?
They're all about in the same shape. All of the ball courts are in similar.
Oh yeah, are they? Okay, that was, so my son plays basketball a lot for fun, and in Columbia they could stay later because there's lights and stuff down there, and the park is marked out too with all the right amount of length or whatever it's called for the basketball players, like a real court. And so I thought the people and the kids kind of deserve that down here too, to have that painted out and resurfaced. And then I think some lights would be great. That because the shelter's so wonderful. You could imagine like birthday party, basketball going on, things like that happening. It's like I took a picture last night on a walk, and it was like at 5 o'clock, and it was dark. It was kind of. Yeah, I could email it to you, or you could, it's just right up there, where it is. But even at 5 o'clock, it was kind of not, it would be ideal to play basketball with that amount of light. So do you have any, is there anything else? I'm a talker, and I can keep going. I wrote it up fancy. I could talk about it. I just think that the students that I serve, the demographic that my son runs around with, and then, you know, a lot more parent, children, or grown-up, you know, involvement, just getting out there exercising. It's
The only
great.
thing I will add to this conversation is that just to let you know what our role as a Parks and Recreation
Okay.
Board is and what our authority level really
Okay, yeah,
ends up
appreciate
being.
it. Yeah.
Is we can definitely discuss it and recommend
Uh-huh,
to the commission what our thought is on it, but the final say-so wouldn't be left up to our Parks and Rec Board.
oh, I get that, okay. And so should I move forward to a commission?
I wouldn't
meeting and talk to
necessarily
them? Okay,
say it would, be something that you had to
Do.
do right away, Tammy, but,
Yeah.
you would definitely want to stay, in tune with it to make
Okay.
sure that, something swallowed up on it.
right on.
But I think it would, because there are ordinances about park hours and things
I
that would have to
know.
all be discussed, so
Yeah.
it's a big discussion.
Policies would have to be changed, I understand
Signage and
that.
things, a lot of things, and
Yeah,
if we did it for one park, it would
Do it,
only stand
yeah.
true that we would need to do it for the other parks as well.
yeah, and I think our community deserves that, and that they're, we're, manageable enough, I don't know another term, I've taught in other areas. So we're in a wonderful little area right here, and we have some, ebbs and flows.
Great
and kids need to
opportunities
learn.
in Mount Pleasant
Yeah.
for green space.
Yeah, people deserve to be able to, be outside and play basketball at dark. I think the city, our people can handle that. And, yeah, that's about it. Yeah, so you're saying you're open to the idea, you're gonna take it to somebody, to the
I
commission.
think it would be something that we all would
Oh,
need to
yeah.
discuss because,
Okay.
once again, I think that if we offer it to a
Okay,
group of kids
right.
who can access one park, we need to consider that then at all accessible spots where there's a ball field.
Yeah,
court,
right,
that we all have the same
okay,
possibilities, so
Yeah.
it would be something we would definitely need to talk, and then there's always discussions of budget
yeah,
and
I
things
get
like
that.
that, but
Yeah, totally get that.
I do think that it's a great idea.
Yeah, a lot of kids can walk there, and it's a lower income area, and basketball's like up to $14, maybe the most. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a really easy thing to do to get people outside and doing stuff.
So then we would also, as a park board, like to have a basketball court at one of our other parks.
Oh,
that
would you
doesn't
great?
have one at
Yeah.
all,
Yeah,
so-
that's great. Yeah, like the splash pad's amazing. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's y'all or whatever, but
Yes,
I did,
it is.
Yeah, that was good. That's fun. I did that this summer. I got used to that with some kids and stuff. That's cool. So yeah, okay. Well,
I just want to say thank you for,
yeah, thanks. But somebody's gonna get back to me because I want to stay on top. I'm gonna find out that you did something. And if I need to go to the commission board, y'all will let me know.
yeah,
Is that pretty much
absolutely.
how it goes?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. So like in a month or something, I'll check back with y'all to see
Thank
how
you,
it
Tammy.
goes.
We
Is
can-
that cool?
We need to put this on the next month's agenda along with like cost of the park. Let us work on getting together cost and.
Oh, yeah,
and-
that's
And all
good.
of that for resurfacing and painting, and I mean, there's not anything we can vote or discuss, like, we
No,
don't know what
we
it
don't
costs.
know.
Yeah, right, yeah. My little Amazon search is just me, and lights, I know is a policy change, but I think our community deserves that. if
Don't
we can
disagree at
handle
all.
it. Yeah, okay, so I'll just keep talking,
Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Good night. Bye.
It'd be Nick with Wolf.
I'm next.
I think you would Nick.
Give me
Well, y'all
just,
better be ready, 'cause I'm gonna talk way more than that later. Be ready
That's all
for
I
me.
say, save it.
Step on up, Bill.
all right, Bill, come on up here.
Well, y'all gonna come up too, so y'all might be sitting on our way.
He needs the moral support.
I got you.
You got me.
Will you introduce who all you have with you tonight for me, please?
All right, I got the president of Tiger Youth Baseball, Miss Tara Morton, and that's my Pookie Bear there. That's a board, that's my board member, Cody Buchanan. Or our board member.
Okay,
All right, so let's start with this.
Love the whole idea of us being here.
So, y'all know we left Dixie Youth to become an independent baseball league this season. We wanted to be able to get to more kids. Dixie Youth was changing a lot of the rules. That was getting a little bit away from baseball, stuff and everything. So we left Dixie Youth. We decided to go independent for this year. And and may stay independent. We may go to Little League. We haven't decided exactly which organization we're going to stay with if we do stay there. But so this is what we sent Kate yesterday. So I'll read that.
They all have a copy.
We got
Do you
it.
do a guy?
Yeah, we've all,
Okay.
I had it at work
Okay.
today.
Well,
It was emailed
that
to
wasn't
me.
the right one anyway. So sorry, y'all. I'm trying to look through this. Give me a second.
All right, that's.
We may not have all of it though. I only got 2 pages.
Well, main thing is we need money. That's the main thing. So I mean, there ain't no need in.
Well, we're doing improvement.
Yeah, so we're trying to do improvements big time. So we do got Coach Eddie Bassam. He's come in. He's going to be our new field maintenance. We're paying him through the league to do all the field maintenance, keeping everything mowed. He's going to keep all the edges done. But whenever he did go over there, our infields have not had new dirt put on the infields in many, many years.
Yes.
So he is saying we are about 48 tons of dirt low on each field. So, you know, and and he was saying, it's just a safety thing for the kids. There's a huge lip going from the infield to the outfield, going from that infield of the baseball fields to the outfield. There's a huge lip where kids could roll their ankles, break their ankles, anything. It's really, you know, not safe, not as safe for the kids. I don't want to say it's not playable,
I get
It
you.
wasn't playable.
But-
I get you.
yeah.
But
But it is a concern. So we was looking into it. We also knew that we needed new pitching mounds. We had no pitching mounds on the fields. So we had to redo our pitching mounds. We fronted the money for that. We paid all the money for the pitching mounds to be done. That was $1,100. It's going to cost us about $1,100 is where we're at just on the pitching mounds. Which he saved us a lot of money there because we had line to line come out. They priced it at $2,000, so he saved us $1,000 on that. So for us to be able to do that, speaking with that, I know you come on. We got to talk about that. The mound. Where the reason why we need a skid steer to come in, dig it down to where it's flat. That's all we
It's on
need.
this page,
We've
Terry.
already paid for all the
It's on
money
this page, yeah.
for the dirt to be able to do the mound. So
I got it.
we've got
Y'all have
that.
it.
We just need
Now
to
on-
put it down where he can put the mound right. So the mound is that way. Right now, with how high that mound is, we're gonna be pitching down about 4 feet too high.
Bill,
So
on the mound on the Brewer field, I think that's the one you're talking about, the T-ball field.
Mhm.
There is a electrical
Yeah.
thing at the backside of that, so y'all have to be very careful about
Yeah.
where you're digging. Okay.
make a difference, you think?
Well, if it's been clipped, then
From the amount he's gonna take out.
Yeah, cover
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So we don't want that. We don't need
Okay.
that anymore anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, we just gotta dig it down to where they're not pitching.
Gotta make it level.
Yeah, we gotta make it level, and it's safe for the kids too, because with that mound, like he was saying, if somebody
It's
hits
almost
the
like a
ball,
hill. It's almost
they
like
could hit
shooting
it.
at a hill.
And,
Does Coach Bassam have, he has something to cut that down with, or?
no,
do
that's
we-
what I was.
yeah.
I was asking the city if they could bring us. Well, Coach Batham called me and was like, "I need about 5 of y'all to come over here and dig with shovels. That's just way too much dirt for us to be digging with shovels." So I was like, I don't know about that. I was like, why don't we see if we could get somebody with a skid steer? So then I seen the city had a skid steer, and I was like, hey, could they come over there and just dig it out of our way real
Yeah, they
fast?
can.
And we're fixing everything ourselves, but it's just the digging part.
Danny still uses the old style mule
So,
to cut out.
yeah, he was wanting us to come over there with shovels. I was like,
sure y'all can handle that.
it may take us till season starts, but especially with me digging. So, but, and then, so we got prices for the dirt. So Coach Bassam wanted us to look for prices for the dirt. So we called Line to Line. For Line to Line to do it, bring us the dirt down there, they wanted $1,850 per load, is what they was wanting to do it. He found out we can get the dirt at $810 a load. That's the cost of the dirt. Tara's dad had the dump truck. He said that he would go down there and get it for us at fuel cost. That's all we would have to pay. So it's just the cost of the dirt. So
What are we gonna, like, 600 for that?
yeah, so about $600 for fuel going, because this is in Alabama, so this is down near Huntsville, so it would take, with a dump truck going 4 times to go pick up a load of dirt, be about $600. Now the dirt's 810 a piece. We need
That's a
4
great
loads.
discount.
Yeah, we need 4 loads, 3. So it comes out to just the cost of the dirt's $3,240.
Plus fuel will be about $4,000 altogether.
So, and now with the dirt, so yeah, so you're looking at what, $3,840 total to go get the dirt and bring it over here. We put in here what it's gonna cost for Bathsham to level it, because Bathsham called Game Time as well to check to see how much they would cost to level it. To do each field's $2,850 for them to do it. So he said he could figure it. He figures he could probably do it for $480.
I called, did a bunch of
So-
checking on these prices today too, man.
Yeah,
I mean, not that I doubted you, I just know some folks too, just to see.
Yeah.
And so the
Was it
prices are
about
not
the
out of
same?
line, actually, they're pretty cheap.
yeah. We tried, and that was with Bathsham using his connections with all these people too. I mean, this is where he got.
I figured because we knew some people.
Yeah, he knew a little bit more people than I would know, so I let him handle all the calling of that and trying to get that. And then secondly, if y'all have been by there, y'all see the concession stand, what it looks like. We talked about getting paint from y'all before. It really needs paint bad. I mean, it's
got-
Wilma
stupid.
does have a paint connection, so I mean, maybe we can even get a discount on some of this paint, maybe,
can check
maybe.
and see.
You can check and see.
Yeah.
What color we got?
I think, what colors did y'all have colors picked out?
So we was wanting to just go with dark gray, just a dark gray to go through there. That way, because the red's faded pretty bad. So we've got mid-10 painting. He's going to donate his time to come over there, pressure wash everything, get it prepped for paint, and he will donate all the painting time. All he needs is he just needs the materials. And he come over there, he gave us prices on the materials and what he recommends, which would be great for a long time, a long period. It's not going to be a cheap paint. It's not a cheap paint because with that block, it absorbs paint, stuff like that.
I know all about it.
So this is really high quality paint that's going to last. It's rubberized, so that way kids can't go by and flake it off like they've done now and start causing a big problem. So I think it's going to last a lot longer. So that's what we was looking at. And then, so with that, he said it's going to be about between $1,000 to $1,200 for all the paint that needs to be done. And he's going to donate everything else, 100% of his cost.
So how many things of paint do we need? I'm trying to.
Well, I think they have recommended
5 gallons?
5 gallons,
Well,
get 2
for
coats, 60, 80 feet, so
no, he said he needed 20 gallons of that, of the one that's the 5 gallon bucket for $219 a piece. It was 20. He's needing 20 gallons, and it may
Is
get
he
up
doing
more.
both buildings or just the one?
That's just the concessions. That's just where the concession stand is now. So and then the other cost there is the paint for the doors because they're metal. And that paint's made to go on metal and withstand the heat and
I've had
everything that metal.
people do take
Yeah,
off
and
on
that's
paints
what the
before though, and a lot of times they don't match exactly. You know what I mean? So sometimes you end up with extra paint, but most often you don't have enough.
Yeah.
So just
That's what he said. He said that just 20 for now. He's like, honestly, it may take 25. We can handle that. We can handle another. We can handle what 219. We can handle 219. $1,000. That's a bit much. The $3,000, almost $4,000 for the dirt. That's because we've already spent $1,100 just on the little mounds.
not
of
unlike
dirt.
the other
So-
requests, Bill. I think this definitely is warranted and requires a conversation of us. I mean, there's going to be some discussions about budget and things like that to come into play as well. But yeah, I definitely think it's something that I can agree with and get behind.
Yeah.
When your season starts?
So we've got opening ceremonies
The
March
23rd.
23rd,
Yeah.
and we'll start season games April the 8th, after, the week after spring break.
That's already a city property in the park anyway, so I mean, and there's.
That's why I just wanted a
There
little
needs
bit
to be a
of help.
discussion that I
Yeah.
don't think we have enough information here to make a decision again, guys. And I know
Yeah,
y'all
yeah,
season's
yeah.
coming up though, doesn't mean that we can't discuss it.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, we're just needing to see if we can't move forward with that, on some of that stuff. Because especially with the dirt, it's kind of
Get it on there now.
yeah, it's
I get
kind
you.
of it needs to be on there within the next 2 weeks for it to be playable. If we're going, well, not saying it's not playable now, I'm not saying that, but for it to be
I
playable to
definitely
get
think
the
it's
dirt
something
on
that we
there.
can work with you on. I mean,
Yeah. So-
I mean, I can't speak for the whole city, you know, but I definitely think it's something that can be
Yeah.
definitely worked to get the season started.
Yeah. I mean, so our main thing is whenever we went independent, you know, with Dixie Youth, we had to go through a rotation of being allowed to have tournaments. Being independent, we can host tournaments every year.
I get you.
We can do that over there right now. The problem is, if we try to host a tournament right now with the fields being this low of dirt, with the building looking the way it is, we're not going to have teams come back or want to come back here to play. So,
I agree.
and that's where tournaments is where we make the money to be able to do things for ourselves like that. With us not having a tournament in a few years, you know, we're really strapped on what we can do. So this would, in the future, if we get it fixed now, it would be something that we'd be more self-sustaining later on, because we'd be able to make money off of these tournaments, be able to spend the money ourselves to put back into the fields.
Right.
But
Sounds
we
like
just
you're
need
thinking in the
help.
right direction,
Yeah, we
guys.
just
I
need help
commend
to
you
be
for that
there.
thought process
So-
because there's opportunity out there that would come with revenue, but
Yeah.
you just need a little leg up.
Yeah, we just need that little boost so we can get going, so it looks presentable to people. And I mean, come on, whenever you get off the bypass right there, that is the first thing you see coming into our city.
We'd love
It
to
is
have
an
a
eyesore.
turn over there.
Yeah, somebody has mentioned that, you know, maybe a painting might need to be on the side of the
Yeah,
building, you
I
know?
talked to this guy that I know that paints all right, and maybe putting some kind of painting on the side of the building. So, and he's donated his time as well. So, but yeah, I mean, we're just, and I mean, we have, you know, we was also asked, did we go to the community, ask the businesses, and ask if we have. So, we've sent out. The UAW reached out to us last year. We sent out to the UAW. We're trying to get some stuff, but but we need other stuff from the UAW. Yeah, well, we've actually been told that our scoreboards are probably the best scoreboards ever made.
Okay.
But they would
Well, we
recommend
have the
staying with those, just kind of wrapping them.
Rewrap.
Yeah, just rewrap them, make them nice.
I think we've even rewrapped them before in the life of
They've
those
been
signs.
wrapped, yeah.
It's been a while, but
So,
It's been,
and we're
we
looking
did
at
that when I was
that's
over
what I
there.
was thinking.
Yeah, and we're trying to get into that. We're trying to do some of that, and that's some of the stuff we're trying to do ourselves. So some of that little stuff. Where was I going with that?
I think I commend you for heading in the right
Yeah.
direction, Bill.
So we have went to other businesses. So that's where I was going. So we went to the UAW. We got with them. We've talked with them. We asked them for. We need some catcher's gear, stuff like that. So we sent that kind of stuff to them to see if they could help us with that. The rest of the businesses that we went to has went for team sponsorships. We got different ones going. So, and banner sponsors, but that's to run our league through the year. That's to buy chalk, more dirt for getting up in case it rains, stuff like, I mean, that's literally, that money right there is spent through the year trying to run our organization, much less to try to do big improvements and stuff like that.
And when you add this dirt, you're gonna have some conditioner, you're gonna have to have, you
Yeah, so.
can't just throw that dirt on there and hope
No,
for the
no,
best.
which
Well,
that's a good thing with
We
that
brought
with
in
that
sand
dirt.
last season.
Yeah, and that dirt, what this $810 dirt, I talked to Bassam about that too. It's already pre-mixed to go on the field.
Okay,
So it's already ready to go. It's not just clay dirt
Okay, good.
or it's not other stuff. It is actually the dirt that goes
Already
onto the
filled
field
in.
that's got everything in there. So
that's even better.
better.
Yeah,
Better than the
so-
dirt prices I was getting today.
yeah, so it's already pretty much ready to go. You know, it's got to. Once you put it on, it's got about 2 weeks. It's got to cure for before you can play on it because it'll be too soft for them to play.
Does the commission
Yeah.
have any money that they can do this with?
Well, that's a conversation I can't answer right now.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's, and I don't even know, Miss Jackie, because they'll have to look into the Parks and Rec budget, you know, but I'm almost certain that's,
Philip can answer that.
Is there any money in there for any of this?
So, for Ms. Patty doesn't get mad at me. So Phil Grooms, Fire Chief, Assistant City Manager. So there's a couple things to unpack here and suggestions for you guys. So it is a city park. We do have a city budget and we need to look at it. So I think a recommendation for what he's talked about tonight for you guys is send that recommendation to Kate. So we can analyze the budget.
Right.
yeah, I'll do
Go
that
from there.
tomorrow.
I also think too, and Miss Jackie can help me with this, moving forward, every year during the budget process, the nonprofits come to us through the budget and ask for that donation for the year. So get with our finance director, she'll help guide you through that. So this coming up budget year, you can make requests for next year. But this year, you probably, I think you guys recommend sitting down.
It's not a
okay,
donation, it's a city
Yeah,
improvement.
it's a city thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
so-
that's my recommendation, yeah, I agree.
So,
But we do have to have that in by July, because that's when we start the budget for the next year.
yes, ma'am. So two different things.
That's
But
fine, I
we're,
got some other stuff we need done.
Exactly, Bill, I mean, there's a lot
Like
of,
fence, the other stuff that, you know, you come over there, we've talked about the fence, some other things that we really need, like winch, we need the wind, whatever it's called.
The windscreen.
The windscreen stuff and, you know, some of the backing that,
but versus this being a request for donation, I think we needed to look at it
Yes,
in a
so-
different light.
that's why it's two different things here. The request for donation needs to go through the next fiscal year budget process. But recommend go to Kate, set up a meeting to look over this list and see what we can do with current budget. We just have to do it through the
you
city's
just
budget.
message me
I'll take
tomorrow.
it.
City's
I can-
budget, not a
I can-
donation for
Whenever
you
you're
guys.
ready, you just let me know, I'll make it.
And I would just suggest that, you know, go ahead and make a list. If you could get everything fixed over there that you need fixed,
A wish list.
a wish list, and prioritize it. What
needs to come first?
What needs to be done first on down for the next budget process is to bring that.
Okay.
And so one thing,
Including
And
the
on top
prices.
of that,
Mhm.
I recommend y'all come up with fundraisers. Even if you
Yeah.
have to come up here and ask, hey, can we stand on this at the red light and do a whatever, if they allow that anymore.
Yeah.
I know they have a couple of times, you know, trying to figure out how to get some of that money to put back into the
Yeah.
league.
Well, see, that's what, and that's one of the things that we was looking at, is because people look at us and they're like, well, what are y'all doing with the money? But they don't understand the workings of it, of, you know, we gotta pay for insurance for your kids to play over here, we gotta pay
They do the same
city,
here.
you know, we gotta do,
Sure.
yeah, we gotta pay y'all $10 per kid comes to y'all every season, so we can pay y'all. I mean, there's so many things that we've got to pay. And then, you know, chalk, I don't know if y'all would know, but it's probably around, for conditioner and chalk and everything, we spend about $30,000 a year just to run that over there. So with all
You don't
that,
miss it.
so
You don't miss it.
that's where all that money
You have
goes.
those
So we
too,
can
don't
look at- And the reason why we've tried to do fun, like stuff with the hoops and badges, we've tried to do different things, but people look back at us and like, well, what are you spending the money on? If fields look like this, why do the fields look like this if we're giving y'all money
Well,
that
see,
nobody really supports? Because
And what people don't
they're like,
understand is that,
what are we doing with the money? We're like, well, we're trying to.
yeah,
So-
and what people don't realize is that years prior to you, people took money away
Yeah.
from the league,
Yeah, there was a lady
spent it on
invested
things
about
that they shouldn't have, or
$10,000.
pocketed it, or walked
from
off
us,
with
so-
it, and then kind of left y'all in a bind. So y'all are having to not only try to
Yeah.
run the league, but recover from.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is
the
the
mess
first
up
year that
that
we've
was
ever
left
had
for y'all.
green in our account.
Yes.
Where we was not negative. We just paid off a $50,000 bill to Jones and Lane where that they didn't pay for years, that we had to pay. So we can continue to get our jerseys.
So back to what Mr. Grooms was saying.
Sorry. I told you I'm a talker. Then we'll get season over.
You're talking. So for this request, I wouldn't get too specific on it because just listen to that, there's a lot of purchasing policies and rules we got to follow. So I think for this request to be successful, just recommend to us, set up a meeting, and we'll go from there and work through our purchasing policies. To back up a little bit, and Victoria, as you know, she done a lot of that ordinance with the parks and the lights after. So I know you guys are going to put on agenda to deliberate it, but it would have to go full commission and then through 2 readings to change the ordinance because it is an ordinance.
Yeah, it's not gonna be an easy fix.
You verified that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's also, I mean, ours is an agenda for what counties are also.
Yeah, I know that it's
So
not
that-
just something that you can just do.
Right.
And if you do it at one, then once again, you want to do it at Gardenia, at the basketball court there, and at the one over
You're
there.
gonna have to be able, you have to be able to do it in all of them. Yeah.
It had to be everywhere, you know, so that's something that you can't just make that decision overnight.
Yeah.
But we can, I do think we can help with
The
the
dirt,
surfacing, the
Yeah.
painting the floor.
absolutely. Those things should be
Yeah,
maintenance, those already on our parks agenda that we had for our 5-year plan, guys. That's something it's just something that hadn't been done yet.
We've also looked up with our league and trying to find grants. Everybody that we've talked to, that it'd be better since the city owns parks, it'd be better for the city to apply for the grant for it. So we got
I don't disagree with that either.
grant that we have looked up. It's the same thing that Murray County did this year to be able to get all the schools, fields looking better and everything. So, and I know, one of our board members was looking it up, reading up on it. Some little league fields has got granted up to $50,000, to go
Is that
towards
the grant
So, yeah,
information?
this is the grant information. So, and you know, everybody just told us that their city applied for it and got it since they own the parks. So that, you know,
Hard to
we've
get a
kind of
grant from
run
something you
it.
don't own, actually, I would think.
Yeah, we've kind of run into something where it was just like, well, if y'all don't own the park, we can't give you the grant for the parks, and then it was just. There's what?
A match. Do you know?
It
He wants to be over
should
there.
say,
whenever.
everything, it should be in there.
Now, as a nonprofit, is there grants that we can apply for through that versus, or without having a?
There should be like some,
I would ask Donna Moranci if she was here, but she happens to probably be in Australia right now because she knows a lot about grants and nonprofits and stuff. You know?
there could possibly be like, grants to help y'all with equipment through
I would think so.
companies or requests to maybe like,
Stuff that the league could possess.
yeah.
You know, I'm sure there's grant opportunities, Bill, but how to go about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, see, that's not my cup, that's not me.
And it's just
I'm the
taking in,
talker.
like,
They
certain-
just make me come up here and talk to you.
Grants on the internet. Probably a big
So
thing
I'm
that can
just a
help you.
talker, so
Like look to see if you can
I
find
don't know
some
nothing
stuff
about
that y'all
looking
can apply for.
nothing up.
I'll put one on that. She finds all kinds of good stuff.
'Cause I mean, and even
we'll make
contact
the
like maybe,
Yeah, just
the,
holler at me,
I will.
and anytime that I can,
Sam?
even if it's during the day or something,
they may have some kind of like youth association type thing that they
I know how to
like
find
donate money
Find me,
to
find me.
or even
I'm not hard
like
to find.
equipment and
I
stuff
ride
like
around
that.
with the
I
big
think
There's
trucks
a
all the
lot of
time.
football leagues
All the
that do
I'll
that,
find you,
or
man.
teams that help with youth
I
football
really
leagues.
appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for
Yes.
listening to.
Thank you, Bill.
So
We're just
check
trying
with them.
to do
And
what's right. for the
if they
kids.
don't,
Let's
if they
clean our
don't, then they can
fields.
direct
Thank
you
y'all.
And then they
to
give you
somewhere
an
that does.
invitation to apply in April.
Okay.
So if
See if you even qualify
see
for
if
the
you can
application,
qualify
yeah.
to do the
You're welcome.
application. So, would
You
you,
need a letter of
Listen to
intent,
us.
quick.
We really appreciate it, guys.
Thank y'all.
yeah,
Thank you.
on this, the letter of intent's due March 1, that's the first step. So that's gonna be
And if they,
quick.
if your letter of intent justifies, they'll
Then
invite you to
they'll
apply.
invite you to apply. So there's a pre-qualifying that's due by March 1.
Yeah.
By March 1.
Yeah.
Is that something you want to hang on to that?
Please.
Yes,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
I don't. All right. We will get y'all things done.
We got
Thank you. Thank you.
a couple of weeks to possibly
need
get that
something hot.
in.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Y'all need a pizza.
I know where you're at.
Okay. Okay,
That is
Bruce, do the rest of these.
daddy-daughter dance.
Ooh, we were discussing that a little bit before the meeting. There was a lot of people. A lot of people
I play good music.
with not a lot of help.
We are
DJing was
We're
spectacular.
definitely in the future, and it might be that event, maybe Halloween, maybe Easter. It's probably our three biggest ones. We've got to have more help.
Yeah.
Like, that's just too many. At one point, there was probably 400 people that we were trying to service through that building with 4 people, so.
Next year, we definitely need to look at more seating, at least seating.
Yes, we had way too many daddies holding plates for little girls that were
Yes.
trying to eat, and daddies not having any, I mean, It's not even tables so much as we just need extra chairs, like all the
Yeah.
chairs we can get
Around the wall, like,
go around the wall.
there should be 100 chairs
I
there.
mean,
There
it'd
is
be
100
nice to have more
chairs.
tables, much be.
But we never really had, but we can always line the chairs up.
But we
Yeah, 100
definitely
chairs
want
is
chairs.
You know, even if we had to borrow them from a church or something.
Yeah.
Do we,
You know,
we don't,
just-
is that all the chairs that we have over there?
Yeah, that's all the chairs we have in that room. We do not bring chairs and tables from the other side.
But those are too big. I feel like
Those are too-
chairs
yeah.
are too big.
They are.
And bulky.
They are.
They're too difficult to like really,
And the tables are heavy.
They're heavy.
very heavy.
They're very heavy to
We
move
need
back.
these kind of chairs.
Yeah.
We need to get
Yeah.
all these.
Can they,
But-
can they put all these over here, over there for that
We
event?
just need chairs that, they need seating.
Do they have
So
folding
bad.
chairs anywhere?
First off, I mean, and I know you can never really guarantee anything, and I know it's always a successful event, but I think it was the biggest turnout we've had
By
yet.
far the biggest.
And-
But it's,
And that was with other people doing things, wasn't it, Missy?
And it was-
Didn't
There was 2 or 3 other
raining like a
daddy-daughter
monsoon
dances
rain.
going on.
I think the weekend before helped us, or hindered us, whichever way you want to look at it. But not being the weekend after Valentine's, being the weekend before,
Yeah.
I don't know that they had as much things to do or things going on.
It was spectacular.
It was,
Yeah.
and it was great. I mean, the night was amazing, but we were out of food at 5:30. We were out of water. We were out of drinks at 6 o'clock.
Went to a lot of FEMA water.
We started giving the free water, the water issue. Like
Thank goodness Misty called April in to help her.
April came and helped. I don't know. I mean, and again, I know everybody can't always be there, but I think we need to do a better job of signing up and saying, so we know. We usually just say, be there if you can,
Yeah.
and
And that's the
and
thing
it could have
that
been nobody could have been there, but then we could have been like, hey, if we,
the events that we know that are going to be big, that we're going to have people there, that's where we need
Reminded
the
Paul I would
volunteers to
change
show
on.
up.
yes.
You know, even if it's just to help crowd control or be a runner to go to CB to get food, you know, things like that. Just something to take it off of.
And we
The one-
talked about some things to maybe help us a little bit with next
Yeah.
year.
Can I ask a question? Do y'all pre-sale tickets?
There's no ticket; it's free.
So you don't ever know approximately how many?
There was a gentleman who approached me during the dance about free food or like making donations to the event. And I told him I gave him my card and told him to contact me. I haven't heard back from him yet, but hopefully he'll reach out.
Word.
Yeah, 'cause
He
I just wonder how you prepare.
We buy
You
with
don't
stuff.
know.
like that's one of those things that you like. It's either hit or miss.
Sometimes you buy
But-
too much.
But with the Daddy Daughter Dance, we have never.
Every year it's gotten bigger and bigger.
It's never been an off year from
Yep.
day one or year one to whatever. right
Those
now.
little girls love to dress up and be took out by their daddies.
Yes.
And those daddies don't mind bringing those little girls to this dance.
No, we have a bunches.
And I've lived here my whole life. and
I did
I've never seen
134
a whole
sets of pictures,
Yeah, I don't know all of them.
and not everybody got pictures.
Yeah, there's a lot of people there I don't know.
there was one time about 5:45, I would say we probably should have done a mass gathering permit. That's
Yeah.
how many people was in that building.
And I said, maybe that's something that I need to make sure I fill out next year.
It was
Just to,
just crazy. Like every corner I would go to, there was more people, and then the hallways, and then that corner, and then that side of the building, and it was just, I mean, great. We
Yeah.
built for that, but it was nobody could do anything but what they were doing because
Yeah.
it was so
Yeah.
little girls and little in their days.
so it was definitely a hit, and it will continue to be a hit as long as we continue to have it. So
And I
just,
do think we hit a, kind of like the other lady was talking about a demographic. We hit it, I mean, by not charging. There's some that
Yeah.
charge $20 to $40 to $50.
Yes.
To come to and I feel like we hit a demographic.
Yeah.
That there were people there. One guy that talked to me brought like 3 little girls from Woodard.
Uh-huh.
And he even said, how do you do this and not charge? Why is this free? Who pays for this?
I think that was probably the guy who talked to me about the donation.
And he was like, thank you guys so much for doing this.
Yeah, I had like a lot of people have told me thank you today. That, yesterday, people I
And
just
that's
see.
just money that they can spend on taking their daughters to dinner, buying their daughter the dress,
Yeah.
or get them a little corsage. And
Yeah.
I'm by no means saying we need to charge. I think that's part of why it's so successful.
I agree, Miss
But
Allen.
even if we don't charge, could we not maybe just have a donation thing
I said that.
that we
too.
could invest into it for the next year?
I said that, and I think people,
Yeah.
I think.
I wasn't even gonna, I was gonna suggest different food vendors that want to donate
Yeah,
their
that,
time.
yeah, that's what I was thinking
and
about too.
food, instead of y'all worrying about them
And
running
it's
out,
really just,
you be
it's
there.
just, we do, pretzels and
Cookies.
goldfish and cookies. But they
Finger food.
fire out of pretzels and goldfish and cookies, and it don't matter if it's the cheap cookies or the most expensive cookies or the worst tasting cookies.
Because believe me, I went to Walmart and I spent about $300 on food.
And it was gone.
But you
I thought I overbought. I was like, oh, do I really need this
We
many?
did not throw a lot away.
No.
A lot of drinks I feel like got wasted, but a lot of it was just water, so that wasn't a big deal. But
Because they take a drink out, set it down, and they don't know where they
Yeah,
get
they
it. They
forget
don't want
where
to drink it
they get it.
again.
the actual food itself, I don't feel like we wasted a lot of food. I
Yeah.
didn't clean up a lot of food.
No,
And I think this creates an opportunity that some of these girls would not get.
it definitely does,
It does.
Carolyn.
Yeah.
That, you know,
I mean, so the donation things, I mean, people who want to give any kind of like, it's just simple cookies, and that may be something we can throw out to whomever we'd like to. And we could say, you know, donated by these people, that people, we can put that on social media, we can put that out there. Or whoever.
I think it's definitely, just, and the thing with volunteers is, I know we all have other things going on, and I know if you can prepare for something like this, and then you get too many people there, too much food, I don't think it's ever going to be like a Halloween, like you said, Halloween and Easter. You're not going to be able to get enough help. It's just not going to be enough help. So even if it's not us proper, if you know anybody else who
Yeah.
gets it, I mean,
And then again, maybe that's what we need to maybe communicate, like through a message, like there's gonna be 3 of us there, so that means, okay, I need to maybe get one, and I'm one of the people coming, which I'm gonna be the one working, so I need to bring me 2 or 3 people, and if somebody else can bring 2 or 3 people. That way we know we have 6 or 10 people there to work, even if it's not us.
us specifically, just,
So
and
maybe
this might be a good time too, to call on some of these, like, the baseball league. Hey, we need help with the daddy-daughter dance. Could you guys send some volunteers over to help us? I
people who.
mean, if
Scratch
we're
my
willing
back,
to
I'll
help
scratch yours
you
kind of
guys,
thing. Yeah,
you could help us, but we need some volunteers.
Right.
And they might,
I agree.
No, I think they would.
I
think so too.
that
I
might
think
be another
fast
way to
team,
get
same way.
some.
I think that it's definitely, if we just gotta ask.
just ask.
We need to know,
Yeah.
because I mean, if all of us had been there, we'd been fine, but again, we don't really,
Yeah.
I guess we could do a better job.
I would love to have
communicating.
been there. I was at home with a man who just had hip replacement. I would rather been with y'all.
You would have
Believe
figured
it.
out your spot.
I would have traded with somebody.
So just maybe do a better job of us
Leave my baby
communicating
alone.
with each other.
Yeah.
And then go from
That's
there.
for sure.
All right, update on Boys and Girls Club.
Kate sent a email to Corey about getting some kind of paperwork ready for them for the trial period, and that's about where we're at with that.
But we are moving in that right direction.
Yes.
Thank you.
Has it been scheduled to go before the commission yet?
Ma'am?
Has it been scheduled to go before the main commission yet?
I think the
I'm not
trial
sure.
period, if I understood right, was already okay.
Do what?
The trial
They're
period.
gonna approve the,
Yeah, I think
they're
that-
gonna approve the trial.
I thought they
Yeah.
had,
It's just
then
a matter
they're
of
gonna
getting
make a
the-
decision
It's
after
a
the
matter
trial
of getting the
period.
paperwork legalized so that we can bring it to the commission.
Yes.
Where we can have, public
That's the way I
hearing to
understood it to
approve
be,
yeah.
Jackie.
I think they had to change a couple of things of the wording
Yeah.
in the original draft.
Okay. All right, Easter.
I spoke with Haverly over at Main Street. At first, I thought we were fixing to handle this on our own. But she and I have been in contact. We have discussed things. She is discussing with her people. And we are getting together the letter to send out for donations, for hopefully candy, money for bikes, things like that. Luema, you have taken care of all of the prizes
I got more to bring you too.
that we need to start getting together. We have eggs, but I'm sure we could always use more. We got to have lots of candy. And, oh, I have the Easter Bunny lined up. He's coming back again this year. And then, I'll contact, Southside,
Matt,
and see if, they want to come back and do games and things like they did last year. People really enjoyed that, so.
it's a good opportunity. I think they want to do stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. So we're just hitting the ground running with this now that Daddy Daughter Dance is over. Started first thing this week, getting things lined up, getting things in order, trying to get ahead of it, and so hopefully we're not last minute trying to pull things together.
Does it matter the type of candy, or is it just anything that'll fit into an egg?
Anything that'll fit.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's, I don't see it on here, but I know
Skittles
we'd gotten an
and,
email about changing a date of the
Oh yes, the Mother
the Mother
Sunday.
Sun Dance. I want to kind of get that on our,
Just
Sorry, I forgot all about that.
Several
What's the date of the Easter?
It was the 13th. I have had a conflict in schedule.
Yeah, she has got Easter
Oh, the Easter is the 30th
Saturday.
of
Saturday,
March,
the 30th,
March
yeah.
30th. Let me make sure I'm telling you right.
They
Can you get those
don't
letters out?
Yes,
Stat.
March 30th.
Can you get those letters out of stat?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
ASAP.
It's always
The Mother Sundance will follow right behind in April. We had that scheduled for the 13th, and I'm gonna need to move it to the 20th.
My first husband's family from Battle Creek.
March.
Yeah.
All right,
I
Of March?
went up there one time and the ducks were
Lady.
like skating. I just got me go home.
right.
Huh?
April, right?
Yes, April 20th.
That's the daddy daughter then.
Mother Sun.
Mother-
I mean,
Mother
mother son
Sundance.
dance. I'm
Yes, ma'am.
sorry.
And now we'd
How
probably
would
be
you
okay
get
with
that
4 or
Mother's
5
Day?
volunteers at that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, that's,
Unless the mamas really show out this year, that is, 100
yeah,
maybe
150
people. But for some
Yeah.
reason, our mamas don't get as excited about bringing their little
Them
boys
boys
to.
don't want to go out.
Okay, the boys get out there, just,
They just
They
want to
have a
come
good
dance.
time.
They don't care if their mama comes. or
no, they
not.
don't care if mama comes or not.
All they want to do is come break dance.
Yeah.
I can't get Alex to bring me, so
They just want to run in circles,
he's
basically.
like, for real, mama, and just keep on walking.
Is that the one we lost power on
That's
last
good.
year?
Ma'am?
Was that the Mother Son when we lost power?
Yes. Yes, we had the storm last year that
It didn't take, we
cut us short about 30 minutes on our dance.
Okay, new ideas for events.
Still trying to come up with some stuff to do for the middle of the year. We're still looking into the bingo to try to figure out how and if we can actually do that, and make it to where we won't get in trouble as far as like prizes or things like that, how we can go about that. We've discussed several other ideas that just aren't going to be able to pan out as far as like the wine tasting and the cooking and all that stuff. So
Now, are they doing like they had? I think I saw something in the spring where they're having kind of like they did the vendor thing. I saw that
craft.
posted a spring.
oh yes, the crafts. They're coming back. The vendors coming back. They've set up with me 4 different weekends, 4 different days to come and set up at the community center.
Well, they put out a flyer with a date on it.
Yeah.
I don't remember where I saw that, but I saw it
Remember we talked about
on
all the
something.
businesses in Mount Pleasant just setting up a table so that the new people and the people that live here now would know every business that's in Mount Pleasant. We talked about
Yeah,
that.
you and I
gave away
talked
the
about
one.
that. Yeah.
Community business meet and greet kind of a thing.
Yeah. And if nothing else, they could set up a little table on Gardenia. It's enough room all around that park where everybody could set up a little table. You can go get little credit cards or something and see what do you have here. What do you have? Even Zingerell's, they got Hunt's Pizza. They got Hunt's
So
Pizza.
y'all just keep thinking on ideas.
It ain't bad.
You can add that to our community day when we have life flight and
Tasha
air
Walls.
regional and civil defense and all that
They
up there.
posted
That's gonna be,
the saw a spring, they had a
Monday
date,
before
they had
Tuesday,
business listed,
Wednesday.
right here,
I
spring
think
market.
it's that
They've got
Monday. I hadn't got it all,
March the
Yeah, yeah.
2nd, Mount
but
Pleasant
I think
Community
it's that
Center.
Monday. We shoot for
And
events
it's
on
got a list of-
Saturday, movie, church on Sunday,
List of
movie on
things.
It's every
Tuesday, but I gotta get it all
Mm-hmm.
together.
I mean, and you don't have to do everything downtown. I
Mhm.
mean, you get them to
It's more or
town.
less like third Thursdays,
Larry,
mixed
Larry,
community
Larry,
day.
telling
And I'm
you
gonna
no,
continue
but
to do
I
third
ain't
Thursdays.
voting.
I just gotta still talk to Patty. Remind me
You
how
know,
to
gotta
do it.
have security.
Oh, I do know.
I need
let's-
a, I made a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to,
I second.
yes.
I second what he said.